We're here with Aaron Cohen from Queens, New York on the set of ZeusWolf.
Sir.
Thanks for coming out, man. What's going on?
Nothing. I'm actually from Seattle.
Yeah, I was going to say, rocking the Aaron's hat.
I'm from Seattle. I'm born and raised, but I've been in Queens for a few years now.
Okay, so what made you come to New York?
That's a good question. I get asked that a lot. Shall I look at you?
You can
look
talk
whatever.
to us. Yeah, it's fine.
I just wasn't doing anything really meaningful or productive in Seattle. I didn't take high school too seriously. So once I finished, I just came out to Queens because one of my friends from Seattle was living out here and my sister was out here.
Gotcha. Is that network established out here, kind of?
Yeah, and I just liked the city. I came to visit once. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty great place.
Yeah, so I needed to
I
check it out for
actually,
myself.
my cousin was out in Seattle. I went out there over the summer. It's a sweet place. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
never
cool.
really knew anything about it. But I caught like the 5 good days of weather there, so it was definitely helped my judgment of it. Yeah, it was definitely fun, definitely cool. It's nice that you can smoke weed there, and it's legal. That's always fun.
Were you doing anything surrounding music when you were in Seattle?
I mean, I was always rapping, like, for fun.
Yeah.
But I was not doing
Never really
anything.
take it seriously.
I wasn't, like, recording or releasing anything. I just knew
Gotcha.
that I could rap, you know?
Was that part of your motivation for coming east?
Not really. No, the whole story would make more sense if I said that. You know, like, if I told people I came out to New York. But no, I just came out to New York, and then I grew up a little bit and realized that I had, you know, a passion for this. And that I better really try and do it if I want to do it. And I saw kids that I knew from growing up, like, kind of doing well and getting their names up in Seattle, and I was like, shit, I can do this.
Seattle's got like a decent music scene too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they have a good good amount of shows out there.
Yeah, Seattle music scene's pretty crazy. I mean, it always has been.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, grunge music came out of
exactly.
there, and
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix came out of there. Tons of bands came out of there, and now you have some cool rappers.
Yeah, and they have like some cool indie labels set up out there too, I think.
Yeah, a lot
so
of stuff.
it's pretty tight.
Who were some of the people that you met when you first got here that kind of moved you into doing music?
Well, there's a friend of mine named Kyle Raps. I met him, and he was recording out of his house. He's a pretty good friend of mine. So I just asked him one day. I said, I think I really want to do this. Can I, like, try it at your crib? And I just went over there, and I think the first time I was there, I recorded, like, 3 songs. Because I had, like, every rap I ever written before still in my head. And then just turned it into a 10-song mixtape. That was the first thing I really did. But I met a bunch of people once I started, you know, going out to shows and stuff.
When you were like first doing these songs, were you following the classic rap structure of a song, like 16 bars, 8-bar hook?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But usually the beat would just let me know what I was supposed to do.
Kind of guided you.
Yeah, it was like, okay, I think, you know, I think the verse is over. I think this is where the hook goes. And, you know, you figure it out. It takes a lot of practice and a lot of work to make good songs.
Do
Usually.
you feel like you're kind of finding your identity now as a rapper? You're doing it for a few years.
Yeah, I think it takes some time. I've definitely made plenty of stuff that, like, speaks for me and like, but in terms of, like, finding your real true self, you know what I mean? I think that's like some ongoing shit, and I'm always trying to get better, you know?
Yeah. You have to like develop as a person also, and then once that happens, your music develops alongside it.
Yeah, and you just look back at the stuff you made before with, like, more perspective, and you're not emotionally attached to it anymore as much. You can kind of just be like, I'd rather present this to the world, you know, and just make things better. You're just trying to get better, you know?
Is it kind of tough for you to listen back to some of your old stuff?
Nah, I mean, not really. Like, I guess it's maybe a couple of songs I would take back, but no, just because, like, when I hear the lyrics, I remember, like, writing them. You know what I mean? I remember, like, the whole process and how into it I was, and, like, it was very real at the time, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure it's like sentimental value for you too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have some older songs that you'll perform a lot?
Do I have older songs that I perform?
Yeah, like maybe some go-to older ones that you'll perform.
Nothing that old, because, like, I really feel like we just keep getting better. So shit just kind of, like, falls off of the set
Keep
list.
the new shit when it comes to the live shows.
Yeah, the
For the most
oldest I go back right now is You Wouldn't Know is like, it's like 2 tapes ago. It's not that long ago. It was like beginning of last year. So we're moving things forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, so you go under your your real name, Aaron Cohen, did you ever consider using like a pen name or anything like that, like a rapper name?
Wait, I just lied before. I do songs off potential fans too. Which is like funny.
That came out like what, a little under 3 years ago?
Yeah, like 2 years ago, I think.
Okay, yeah. Alright. So it's like still within kind of like a recent repertoire of music.
Yeah, it's definitely. I fuck with that tape.
Yeah.
Though.
No, that's a good tape.
Yeah.
I like that tape. But yeah, so like your name is Aaron Cohen, you rap under Aaron Cohen. Did you ever consider using like a rapper name or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought about it, but I feel like if you have to think about it that much, then you just don't have a rap name. You know, like when I was in 6th grade, I had a rap name. They called me like Big Kahuna or
Big
some
Kahuna?
shit. Stupid fucking name. And then when I was like 16, they probably called me like MCAC, which is also a stupid fucking name.
Any meaning behind it? Just
MCAC.
AC.
oh, AC. I
Aaron
thought.
Cohen.
Wow. All right. I'm retarded.
Yeah, it's okay. It wasn't a good name.
I feel like a lot of times rap names are not even necessarily chosen by the artist.
Yeah.
Like people just kind of like subliminally give them to them.
Yeah, well, those definitely. I didn't come up with either of those things. Like, I didn't want them to stick.
You shed like some of that guilt off yourself. Like that was not me.
That was not my call. Did not pick that name. Yeah, so, okay, so you go under Aaron Cohen, doing it for a few years. I gotta ask though, so being a white rapper, what's that like? You're Jewish too, right?
Jewish.
White
yeah,
Jewish
right.
rapper in a not very popular white Jewish field. How's that like?
It's fine.
I'm both
Like,
Jewish, by the way, so.
okay, so I don't have to kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's fine. To me, like, it didn't start out as a big deal or really anything I thought about too much. Because, I don't know, people our age grow up listening to rap music. You know,
like everything for them.
yeah, and, like, that was the kind of music I love. That's what I listened to. That's what I thought of when I thought of music. So it came really naturally. Like I was 11 or 12 just rapping because that's...
Yeah.
So I never thought once about the perception of that. And then once you start putting stuff out, you see what people think. And the thing is, like, there's a lot of white rappers. You know? Like, there's been a lot of white rappers. There's a lot of white Jewish rappers. Like, Mac Miller is white and Jewish.
Yeah.
Action Bronson is white and Jewish.
Bronson Jewish?
Bronson's
Yeah,
Jewish.
Bronson's Jewish.
Really? I did not know
I did
that.
not know that.
Wow, I love him even more now.
Okay.
That's cool. What do you got? Any views on Lil
And
Dicky?
Drake is Jewish.
Yeah.
Little Dicky's
And
Jewish.
half white.
Lil Dicky's full white.
No.
He's a Drake, yeah.
Lil Dicky's definitely full white.
But I mean, I definitely make black music,
Yeah.
and like it just never even is a problem because I love it so much. It's so
just
real,
is
you know.
yeah.
So
That makes sense. So, like, when you first came here a few years ago, is that how you met up with inner city kids?
yeah, I met this kid Joey, this kid Musa, and Jonah, and Kareem. We're like the 4 kids who started it in Brooklyn.
Okay.
We were at some open mic in Midtown. It was so random. The whole thing was so random. One of my friends who's like a visual artist, he's not even a rapper, but he knew that I was trying to do music. He's like, you should go to this. There's some cool kids from Harlem at this show. And I went, and it was an open mic. And it was like 3 performers, and it was like A$AP Rocky
Oh, nice.
and me. It's like before he blew up.
Oh, wow.
So, and then I met ICK. It was just like a bunch of future tastemakers in the...
Yeah.
Not to say nobody's dressing like me, like A$AP Rocky, but like in that space, I just happened to meet ICK, and they're like, "Wow, we fuck with what you're doing," and ended up doing a couple shows with them, but not as a member.
Gotcha.
And then they hit me up like, "You might as well
Be a member.
Yeah,
So that must have felt pretty cool when that happened.
yeah, it was cool just to have like some like-minded people who were, and there was a lot of like posses forming at that time.
Definitely.
And I think ours like fit in and stood out at the same time, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Do you run with 1160 too?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Jonah,
Yeah, Jonah Graves.
Jonah Grows.
that's the kid who
Yeah.
brought me into ICK, and he also has 1160,
Got you.
and that's Wati. You guys know Wati.
Yeah, Wati.
Wati's the man.
Yeah.
I love Wati. So, I mean, you collab a lot with Wati, 1160. You just like basically fuck with them as rappers, fuck them as people.
I might be 1160, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
So,
like,
like,
seems
like,
like
kinda
there's a
arbitrary
lot
at
of
this
blurred,
point.
like blurred
Yeah.
lines and like some of the crews.
Yeah, I mean, There's like rap brothers, rap cousins, rap. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
but
it's all in the family.
All rap babies.
Yeah, all working together. And then, so Ugly Boys. Ugly Boys isn't like a group at all, right? That's just like one of the tapes you had?
Yeah, this makes me feel like I need to cut down on the hashtags. Ugly Boys is when me and AB Go Hard work together.
Okay.
It started out as the name of the project, but now it's kind of like when we collab. Like,
it's a duo name.
It's Ugly Boys, yeah.
Hey, you got Matt Cruz right now. Came here 3 years ago, not really knowing anyone. Now you got 3 Cruz.
I mean, but all these people are like, AB Go Hard is N-I-C-K.
Yeah.
So it's like, it was just a side project because I think we have a cool dynamic and people fuck with it for sure.
And you did, you had Bullet Train Watsy recently. Yeah, that song's tight.
Thank
I like that one a lot. I feel like Watsy's kind of a cool person for you to work with too, because he's like a cool sound that kind of like bounces well off yours. You guys definitely have different sounds, but they mesh well together on a track.
Yeah, it's cool. It was all super natural, like it was all really natural, and we because he's in the same studio as me. Like I live with Kamal, who produced all those tracks, and then Watsy I think he's there right now, but Watsy comes over and stays there all the time. Yeah, well, he'll make shit by himself. I make shit by myself, and then if we feel like it, we'll do something together. So it's not like we're emailing shit and asking for verses or paying somebody for a verse. You know what I mean? Like, we just made a song together. And I think that comes out. And like, if both people are pretty nice, then like you get, you know,
it's mutual respect.
Yeah, a lot of collabs. Like somebody brings somebody
definitely
down, or somebody tries to do too much. You know.
Well, so like when you're working with someone like Watsy or someone else from 1160 or ICK, do you obviously there must be a competitive drive to you, a competitive factor. So you obviously you're trying to body them on a song, right?
Yeah, I mean, it also depends on the song. Like the first song me and Watsy did was Shibuya Street. I just took his name.
Landed in Japan.
Yeah.
I love that song. Yeah.
That really wasn't competitive. I feel like people expect, because like we can both rap. Like maybe people expect that, but we're both like kind of artsy on some like, let's just make something.
Yeah, true. That was just like a song. Like,
it wasn't like
crazy,
bars.
like, rap.
That's cool.
Yeah. Does that kind of change the process of making music? Because you said you live with Kamal, right? Does that change the process of making music when you live with the person?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that? That's just got to be an all-day, non-stop affair.
Yeah, I mean, it gets intense. First of all, you got to get along in real life, or you fucking kill each other.
I'm guessing you and Kamal, you got that checked off.
Yeah, we get along. It's great because you always have it there. You just got to make sure that you go outside sometimes. You know what I mean?
Nah, I totally know what you mean, because you can just get into your own cave and just like doing the same thing over and over again.
You're like, what am I supposed to write about? And then you go outside and be like, oh, there's a whole fucking world.
There's a life outside of Kamal.
But Kamal is obviously a fucking amazing producer. And like we work closely together, so we have a relationship where I'll rap a verse and he'll just be like, nah, do it again. Like, nah, do it better. Nah, this is trash. You know? Mm-hmm. Where some producers I've worked with, some people were like, either they're gassed to work with me, so they're like, oh, this is fire, because they just want to have a song, or they don't give a fuck about working with me. So like, oh, yeah, we're done. You know?
Do you always like take what Kamal says? Like, we sometimes disagree with him. Like, if he says like a verse is trash, you're like, nah, actually, I like someone keep it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But he usually, he's going to be more objective about it than I am. But I always know, deep down I know what's good and what's not. You just need somebody to tell you.
I feel like he knows your sound so well, too, because you guys work together so much. So I feel like you must at least trust his opinion more so than someone else's.
Yeah, definitely. I don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
we gotta get Kamal on here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we've been interviewing way too many rappers that have songs produced by Kamal.
You get the man himself
on
here.
Who else did you just watch?
I just watched it.
Dimes doesn't have any songs produced by him?
He does.
Does he?
Yeah.
He does. Yeah, we had him on yesterday. But yeah, so, talking about his New York artists, you have access to a lot of New York talent. You did a song with ASAP Type Beats, right? Feminist?
Yeah.
What was that like working with him?
I never really sat down with him. That actually happened at that open mic when I met A$AP Rocky.
Okay.
He sent me that beat and was like, let's do a track.
Gotcha.
And then he blew up. And I was like, well,
You got this beat.
I got this beat.
I got this beat. That's
So
cool.
it wasn't like a big collaborative process. It was just like he sent you the beat and you.
Yeah, I mean, Rocky sent it to me. But, no, and then I hit him up, and he was cool with it. And I'm cool with Lou, who's in ASAP, too. So they put it up on the ASAP Mob site and, you know, stamped it. And it was a great look for me. It was, like, the first thing I had come out that really got, like, traction on blogs and attention.
Yeah, got like over 100,000 YouTube views.
It's got a good amount now. I don't know. It came out with the Mishka. So kind of having the ASAP name and having Mishka with it just got people to pay attention because you need to get them to pay attention at first. And then I just had tons of my own solo shit to drop after that.
It's cool. I'm sure, like you said, it's a good stamp of approval though when you're coming up. You know, you got the ASAP stamp.
Yeah, they were buzzing heavy.
What year was that? It was like
The very beginning of 2013 or the very end of 2012.
When that came out. What about that? I meant that the open mic when you met Type Beats and Rocky was there. That had to have been like at least like 2011, 2010.
No, I think things move fast. Maybe it was 2011 or 2012.
Because didn't when did the first album come out? His first tape, Rocky. I feel like he was like
20.
It was like 11 or 12.
11 or 12, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably right around there when he was right about to blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good day to work. So you got a lot of guys send you beats and stuff.
Yeah, I mean my email's filled with bullshit. Nah, I work with a lot of different producers. I listen to every beat that comes in.
Do you?
I do. I'm just super picky. Well, I shouldn't say every beat. You know, not like SoundClick producers who tell you how much the beat costs in the subject of the email. But it's just that's why it's good to have Kamal too, because I'm super picky. It takes me
You trust his ear also, I'm sure, to like, kind of sift through the bullshit.
Nah, I pick.
Yeah?
I pick.
Right.
Yeah, but he makes a lot of good stuff, so it's easier. Like I like one out of 1,000 beats that I hear, and out of Kamal's I like 1 out of 5.
Okay.
It's still like a frustrating ass process for him.
Yeah, he's like, bro, it's
But,
like
it's
my
way-
beats,
but
man.
it's-
I'm making 12 beats here. Take one.
And they're all fire. Like it's just not.
not for you.
I have a specific.
Well, you have to be picky. Though. You have to look out for yourself because you know your sound well and you know what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, and it's not even that deliberate. Like I just hear the beat, and either I immediately go, yes, I want to write to this, or I just nothing's coming.
Will you ever have a beat sent to you or have Kamal make you a beat and you like it at first, you sit on it for a little bit and then it kind of grows on you?
Not really. I mean, sometimes I'll get like forced into that situation where like I'll have some shit in my head that like maybe I wrote to something else, and that beat will come on, and I'm like, it'll just click, and it's like, oh, that actually works really well for this.
That makes sense.
And then it happens. But I usually know pretty quick whether I fuck with the beat or not.
I guess you gotta trust your gut.
Yeah, like I said, it's not even an option. Like you would have to force me with a gun to fucking write to a beat I don't like. You know, like it's not gonna happen.
Well, do you ever like get a beat and you haven't even written the song yet for it, but you have the beat and you're like, yo, like I got a few thoughts in my head. This would be dope. This would be dope with this beat. Like, will a beat inspire a song essentially?
I say it again.
Like, well, if you get a beat and you don't have any lyrics in mind for it, but you listen to the beat and you really fuck with it, will that beat kind of inspire lyrics for you? Like, you'll write a song specifically for that beat?
Yeah, I pretty much always write just to the beat that I'm.
Okay.
Your
gonna
beat
use.
first. You're not really lyrics first.
Nah, I don't know how to rap without the beat.
I feel you.
You know, like to me, it's music. I grew up with like Lil Wayne. You know what I mean? Like
I was actually gonna ask you about that.
it's all about the music. He's not just like sitting there.
I feel that. Yeah, so you worked with a bunch of kids from New York, talking about Kamal Wati, but you also have a song with Alexander Spit on Booyaka. He's from LA, right?
He's from the Bay Area, but he lives in LA now.
He's in LA now.
Yeah.
So how'd you guys link up?
We were actually both putting out music with Mass Appeal at the same time. Or was it Decon?
Yeah.
Decon Mass Appeal.
Decon owns Mass Appeal, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Semantics.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is right now, but we ended up doing some shows together because of, I think it was at A3C. I don't know, there was like a Mass Appeal showcase that we both did, and then we ended up being on a song with Flume together because a guy at Mass Appeal was kind of the A&R for that project.
Gotta stay close, right?
Yeah. And I don't know, I just fucked with his music. So I sent him, and he's a cool guy. Like, it makes it way easier to want to work with people if they're a cool guy. So I just made a song. I thought it was pretty catchy, called You Wouldn't Know. I sent it to him, and he was like, yeah, this is fire. And he put a verse on it. The next time I had a song in, like, kind of a similar vein was Booyaka, so I sent it to him again.
Nice.
And, yeah, both those tracks are pretty popular.
Yeah. So when you send someone like that a track, you basically say, I have like one open verse slot, just like throw a verse on it. Do you think it will fit with the song?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's tight. And have you ever had like an experience where you do that for someone and you think their verse is whack?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that kind of awkward for you though? Like, it sounds like that verse is whack, I'm not going to use it? Or you just like say, fuck it, I'm not going to use it?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. It depends how it goes down, but yeah, I've definitely thrown out people's verses, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's gotta be the kind of thing though where it's just like you get it back and it's just like not fucking with it, and then it just kind of like sits. I can't imagine you like go out of your way to be like, yo, by the way, that was shit.
Nah, you wouldn't go out and say that shit, but if you really like the song without them still, I'm still gonna put it out. You know what I mean? So like people listen for it and like their verse, they're like,
It's like super passive.
Like somebody else is on it. You know?
Oh, I guess I didn't make the cut. It's like at 8th grade basketball tryouts, not seeing your name on the list.
That actually happened.
That was me.
Fairly recently, but like,
is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like I want to make good music.
Sure.
And if something I do is whack, I cut it off too. You know.
Yeah.
You can't protect people's feelings.
How did that Flume track happen, by the way? Because Flume does not sound like it's in the realm of your sound.
Flume, that's the homie. No, I'm just kidding. I never met Flume in my life. One of the guys at Mass Appeal was the A&R for the project, so they got a bunch of dope rappers on the project.
Got you.
Like, 'cause I think they had Ghostface on there, and Danny Brown, and Freddie Gibbs, and Stolly, and then Grande Marshall. Just people that I admire or that I know personally, and fucking that track was Boldy James, Alexander Spit, and me, who were like three people who were on Mass Appeal Decon at the time.
So what is your affiliation with Mass Appeal and Decon?
I put out Potential Fans with them.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my affiliation.
So like when you for the video, right?
No, the
mixtape project. Yeah.
Well, didn't you do a video though? I forget which. It was Stanley Kubrick, and that was like under their YouTube channel, I think.
Yeah, a few of the videos were under the YouTube channel, but
okay.
I mean, as a blog and like a website, they premiere people's videos.
Okay.
So like, and if you're an artist who they're pushing, then they premiere some of your videos.
Gotcha.
So what happened with that when they put out that project? Were I'm assuming they posted the project on their website, and then did they like hook you up with some press tours and like stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I got a decent amount of press off of that. They have
their connections.
They got press, and I ended up doing a bunch of shows on the West Coast and going out to Europe and stuff.
Was Nas affiliated with them at that
Nas,
point?
He wasn't then. It was like right after that.
Okay.
I think he got affiliated in 2014.
Yeah, I didn't know how recent it was.
A couple of years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, still obviously a great name to be affiliated with.
Yeah, I still have people on Twitter like, "Oh, you signed to Nas." Nah.
We just chill on the weekends. And you also had Noisy did some shit with you too, right?
Yeah, like a video premiere.
They premiered a couple videos. Yeah,
That's tight. Yeah, they're definitely a cool blog to be associated with.
Yeah, a lot of people check for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Was that just like relationships, like Vice reaching out to you, or was someone there just like fucking with the music and they reached out to you?
There's always like a weird chain of email events, you know? But I think it was my boy Davis was at Hype Track and Hype Beast, and he sent it to a girl who worked at Noisy, and she liked it a lot.
Gotcha.
That's cool.
Yeah, she supported for a while. She like Merc, the one I did with Mishka, she was already pushing that on Noisy with like rave reviews and then Potential Fans. So shout out to her.
So important relationships in this business. It's unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still figuring this shit out.
You know what I mean? For a few years, like you're.
Yeah, something I noticed is like the content matters.
Oh, of course.
Like a lot, like more than people. You know what I mean? People out here looking for features or looking for the write emails, and like, of course, all that shit matters. But the way the internet works is like, you can make something good and be slept on. You can make something really good and be slept on, but like, if you make something that's like actually important, like if it's actually important art, like for the moment, like, you probably won't get slept on. You know, like you might, but you probably won't. Like I've just seen it. I've seen it how it works now, and it's like it's not about being good. Like it's about making something important. You know, like.
Well, what do you like? You don't think the two kind of go hand in hand, good and important?
Nah, I mean, I guess to me that's what I consider. But you can make something that's high quality. You know, like you can make a rap album where every punchline is solid and the beats, you know, are well mixed and have a nice sound. And but if it's not something that hasn't been done before, or if it's not something that doesn't have a twist or something that isn't like relevant to the world around you, then you might get passed up. You know what I mean? Like I don't respect people who just like come out sounding like something else and then have the audacity to complain about, you know, not getting the shine they deserve.
Yeah, I feel that. That's an interesting point. I feel like so many dudes are, coming out trying to emulate someone else's sound, trying to sound like someone else.
So I guess when you think of an artist that thinks they're slept on, like what do they think? Usually they're thinking, you know, I'm a crazy misunderstood genius and the world doesn't get what I'm doing, like, which is true. That happens. But it doesn't happen that often. You know what I mean? Like,
and they're also getting mad at every other artist that is on.
Yeah.
Feeling like, oh, they stole my lane, like they stole my shine. I heard it a million times.
Yeah, I mean, people steal shit all the time, and sometimes that's when, I guess, when people get slept on is when somebody really is an innovator and somebody bigger just
bites it.
Just takes it from them, and then they don't have the opportunity to shine. But
yeah, I don't even necessarily mean stealing something that another person actually made. I more so just mean like, oh, like that's like the kind of shit I was on. Like they jumped on it. Like I was wearing that shirt, and like they
someone gets mad bitter about it.
Yeah, it's like just like make your fucking music.
Yeah, you just gotta get past that at that point.
I get the sense of like you're more of a content creation kind of guy, and like if you could just make music and like that was the only job you had to have, that would be perfectly fine with you.
Tight. I wish that's how it worked. Like,
are there any other parts beyond that you enjoy about this?
Yeah, I mean, well, I love performing. Obviously, I guess that's similar. Yeah, I like going out there and meeting people and, interacting with fans. I don't even like the term fans. Like, I feel like you gotta be famous to have fans. You know what I mean? Like, I have people who fuck with me and, like, show me that they fuck with me. And I love making new fans, like, going out and meeting people and, like, I feel like there's value in that a lot of people miss in internet era shit. Like, not just in enjoying the experience of meeting people who fuck with your music, but also you build relationships and you build, like, people who will actually support you in the long run. And I enjoy that, And
also, first impressions mean a lot. And a lot of times, especially in the kind of field that you're in, you really only get one impression with a lot of people. So, I got you.
Gotta make a bang.
Yeah.
So when you go out and do these like West Coast tours, you went to Europe, I'm sure it's obviously great for your own brand because you're developing a following outside of just New York. And you did, when did you go to Europe for a tour?
I've been to France like 4 times.
Yeah, you did, I was looking at your Instagram, you did something with, one sec. It's called, I forget what it's called. We did something with like some publication out there.
Around B Street?
I got right here.
Like Run the
Mauve,
Jewels on the cover.
Mauve Radio.
Yeah, Move Radio.
Okay.
You tried to get fancy with the French pronunciation.
Yeah. Call me out.
Just move.
Just move, bro. MOUV, man. I don't know. Showing up with it.
Yeah, that's like a big radio station out there. I also did Generations, it's a big radio station. But I was there for the hip hop sessions. It was like a big festival in Nantes, which is like 3 hours outside of Paris. With I think Onyx was there, and like Slum Village and Doppelgangers and a bunch of French artists. That was tight. The first time I was there for B Street Festival, which is like it was like with the Underachievers and some other cool acts. And then I did a solo show a different time I was there. I don't know. I've been all around there. They fuck with me out there. So
Yeah. What's it like performing overseas versus performing in America?
I mean, every crowd is different.
Mm-hmm.
Like even from city to city within different countries, but they have a really strong appreciation for rap in France.
Like, do you notice like the people in the crowd, like their energy being different, anything like that, or is it kind of like the same throughout?
They're more likely to treat you like you're famous out there.
Really?
You know what I mean? Because
You guys, New York rapper coming.
yeah, because it's how many kids in New York do you know who are a rapper?
Sure.
Who
Yeah,
send
that's
you
right.
their
Yeah,
links
sure.
and
Yeah.
do this shit, and like, so if you know rappers right here, you know a rapper right here, whatever, it's fucking, you're a fucking rapper, like, okay, I have a real job, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like out there, they're like, I think once they see you break that threshold where you're actually out there, it's like, oh, he's a real rapper.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely like some ethos that comes along with just you standing on the stage that I'm standing beneath in front of.
Looking up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they really love raw, like, underground
Yeah.
shit. They don't get like spoon fed the mainstream stuff as much. I mean, maybe some people do, but like they go out of their way to find artists that they fuck with.
That's gotta be nice for you as like a rapper, because like, I feel like you can almost be underappreciated in a certain regard, because I feel like a lot of people in America love mainstream rap music that's easily digestible. And if you're going out there trying to really put your heart and soul into your lyrics, and if it's not being appreciated, that's gotta just suck. And then, but it's nice to have obviously fans who appreciate that. It sounds like the France people like fuck with it.
The France people.
France people. Yeah, move, dude.
The France people are cool. Yeah, it is. It's cool to have people who appreciate it, but I don't know. I don't really think like that, because I feel like mainstream and underground in America is like coming closer and closer together.
I feel that.
All the time. Like, not even the sound necessarily, but that you can be underground and be really big and make a lot of money and be really successful without being a household name. Which is fucking tight. Like, that's the most ideal shit ever, right? Like, I'm not trying to be like,
It depends on who you are.
yeah, I mean, if you want to be famous just for the sake of being famous, then like okay, let's like be a little bitch and like try and be just to be famous. You know what I mean? But like think about people like Danny Brown or Action, or they have well-known faces, but
Around the world.
but they could walk around in a lot of places. I mean, Action's
Maybe
pretty,
not Action,
yeah,
yeah.
Action's pretty
He's
noticeable.
a big
but or
presence.
like Flatbush Zombies. You know what I mean? Like, these people are doing
that's
way
what
better
I'm
than a lot of major label artists. Like, way better.
We should talk about the other day, specifically about Flatbush. Like 3001 was such a dope album, but I just feel like it's being slept on.
I don't think it's being slept on.
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't know if it's being like they're selling like a good
They
amount
are,
of
but I mean,
copies.
I feel like relative to other albums coming out, I feel like that's not being as talked about as much as it should be.
I think it is. I think these people just have fan bases that do the talking for them. It's not going to be in the same places as like a major label release. But trust me, when they push it out, way more people are buying that and listening to that than like a lot of artists who are bigger or that you see more often.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I think that seems like they got it down. Like, it seems like that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, I agree with you on their fan bases do the talking, because I think there's a lot of artists out there like that. Like Flatbush is definitely one. I think like some of the OF guys like Tyler the Creator and Earl Sweatshirt are like that too. Like, I don't know that they're gonna gain a whole lot more fans at this point, but like their fans love them, and like they will be able to like tour and make new music forever just because they have like a really supportive fan base.
Yeah, and really big fan base. Huh?
Yeah, it's definitely not small either.
Well, it's interesting. It's like, would you rather have 1,000 fans who kind of fuck with you, like 500 fans who are all about you? It's like a kind of interesting question.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to be spread more thin, or do you want to have like that really deep fan base who really just fucks with
Well,
you?
you
both,
really
obviously.
need the deep one.
Yeah.
I mean, because when's the last time you spent money on a rap artist? Like,
Yeah, no, that's true.
only on people who you really,
fuck with.
I think that people like that get more bread than when you see somebody who's like on like a big label who's kind of like an underling, and then they get some shine. That the underground guys with their own fan bases are getting way more bread than those.
Yeah, because
people.
no one's in their pocket.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And also, they can like touring completely, take all the profit and stuff for themselves.
Yeah.
And merch, think about
Merch,
it.
oh yeah, for sure, merch. Like, touring and merch is
Yeah, people definitely like fuck with like you and your lifestyle branding more than like.
Yeah.
I mean, like Drake's definitely made a world of his own with like the OVO shit, but like a ton of like mainstream rap artists, like their merch isn't necessarily going a lot of places.
I mean, think about it. If all your music videos have millions of views, you got hundreds of thousands of Twitter followers, and you drop, a cool T-shirt for $85, and you make, 100 of them, like, they're gonna sell all of them in the fucking hour.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
That's bread, and you're splitting it. You're not splitting it with everybody.
Yeah, and you're doing your own merch too, right? You got some shirts available
Got some
for sale?
shirts. I think I might be sold out. I gotta update the website. I gotta make some more shit.
Are you planning on expanding that at all? Like to hats and stuff or anything like that?
Yeah. Yeah, this is shit like I gotta think about it. Like
Focus on your music more now?
Yeah, focus on the music and the music videos, and then like the hats and shirts
Comes with it.
secondary.
Yeah, do you have people that help you out with shit like that? Merch?
Nah, she was. I had a kid design. Like I told the kid what to design, and he did it.
Like, threw it together in like Illustrator, and, like Photoshop and shit. Like,
Yeah,
all that
the last merch I did, this kid Henry K. He's a dope artist. He does a bunch of stuff for like ESPN and NBC, and he's always doing like cartoon athletes and stuff. That's where he got the Ugly Boys cover.
Oh, nice. I was actually gonna ask because like a lot of your mixtape covers all your mixtape covers are pretty dope looking. Do you have different artists for each one?
Yeah, the first one, Crack, was done by my friend Jebediah Long. He did the second one, Merc. Potential Fans was just a picture taken by Jared Soul, the dude who shot the music video for Potential Fans, actually.
Gotcha.
You Wouldn't Know is this really dope Russian artist, Scut36.
Yeah, that one's really tight.
Yeah, he made that out of metal. He told me what he was going to do. I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but just do it, because most of the stuff you do
Yeah,
looks
like,
cool.
I was looking at it right now, like, yeah, it's so tight.
Yeah, and he just like laid it down.
You just put it on the floor, like,
Damn.
take a picture.
Did you just like weld that?
Yeah, he just did it, like, with pliers, like, the whole thing.
That's so cool. And
Okay.
How'd you get him? He was fucking with your music and reached out to you, or how'd that come about?
Yeah, he's like a really big Russian hip hop photographer, and he has a coffee table book. It's like pretty amazing.
What's his name again?
Scut36.
Okay.
I forgot how we linked up. I think it was some Russian website that I did a freestyle for. He was friends with the guy who ran the website. We just linked up and took some pictures one day, and then we got to talking about cover art, and he did it.
And he did some dope shit for you.
Yeah, he does a lot of dope shit. He
And
got
then,
pretty good following.
Who did the homeless one?
That was Henry K, same guy as Ugly Boys.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah, I like that one a lot too. Yeah, it's cool. You have you have like your own personal flair through your cover artwork as well. I feel like it's kind of like lost sometimes. I mean, obviously the music's extremely important, but that's part of branding yourself and part of identifying yourself. It's definitely an element of it.
Yeah, more than that, I think it's like part of the art, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think people miss that or just don't take enough time with that aspect of it. And to me, it's not just marketing. Like, to me, it's part of it. Like, the
It's like part of the
CDs,
whole
the
package.
CDs that I loved as a kid, like, they all look cool, too, you know?
That dope cover work. And I think with like everything being so digital today, it's like we said, definitely gets slept on. It's definitely a lost art of the art. But I mean, as true like hip hop fans and music fans, it's definitely nice to see someone putting the effort in that regard as well. Because it's definitely a cool facet of the overall process.
Thank you. If you have any ideas for my next cover art.
Yeah, I actually love the
Okay.
draw, man. So I got you.
Yeah.
That was the part. Have you seen the show Vinyl or heard of it? It's a show on HBO about this dude who was like running a record label in the 70s and 80s, and I'm like way behind. But like one of the earlier episodes in it, he's talking to this woman that he's trying to get to work with him, and one of the things that she says to why she doesn't want to work with him is she just says just look at your album covers that you put out. You can't just put like a photo with a band and a bunch of naked chicks behind them and expect people to think that it's art. Like you gotta actually like make something cool. So it's definitely an idea that's been around for a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
And also something people have been losing sight of for a long time.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's super important. Like, I see, like, the success of a song that I put out, like, I don't think it should matter that much, but it does. Like, if the cover art is something that people, like, see and they're like, oh, wow, they're way more likely to fucking click on the song.
For sure. It grabs your attention. I mean, it's only, you have to actually listen to the song for it to grab your attention, but you can be scrolling through, see a sick album cover, be like, yo, I fuck with that, let me check it out, check out what it's all about.
Especially when shit's, like, super oversaturated. Like,
Exactly.
when there's music coming out, like, I don't know how many projects come out a day on these blogs, but it's a fucking lot. You know?
Oh, for sure. It's so oversaturated. The internet just lowers the barriers to entry, and so many more dudes are coming in dropping shit. But yeah, so it's nice you appreciate the aesthetic element, and obviously you make a lot of music videos too. Do you have like any particular favorite part about making the videos?
Yeah, I mean, I like the whole process. I guess I should have included that in the thing I like to do besides just make music. But to me, all this stuff is like all part of making music.
Yeah, it's all surrounding the songs.
And like, especially in 2016, because here's the difference. Like, you meet older rappers, right? And they'll be like, oh, we have this dope song. Like, okay, we have to make a video. And they think of the music video like simply as a promotional tool, like something, okay, we have to present this at like a professional level and it'll get us some more attention. But like, that's not how I came into this shit, because I came into this shit when people were popping off videos alone. So I see it as an extension of the song and like really as art just as much as the song. And like, when I hear a beat, a lot of times before I write anything, I see the video, you know, that's like cool. And see how shit went. And it's not on purpose, it's just because music videos went from simply a promotional tool to fucking real art. And people watch videos more than they listen to music. Like
yeah, well, yeah, people are.
I don't know.
Not more.
I don't know,
but they're more likely to check out something new.
Easier.
They're more willing to check out something new if there's a visual.
Yeah.
It's just another thing to separate you from them.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, it's the kind of thing where you don't need to wake up early and go watch MTV to watch music videos. You know? Like, it's just so easily accessible.
Definitely. YouTube's done so much shit for that. But you worked with some cool directors though too for those videos. A lot of different ones as well. And so when you guys are making these videos, does the director kind of have like the creative vision for it and you kind of go along with it, or are you very much involved with that process?
It always depends on the project. I'm always involved, but like a lot of times my involvement is just saying no to a bunch of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, I'm involved in the process. That's why I think they all have like, cause I've worked with like 6 different directors, but they all have a similar aesthetic.
Yeah, just like, similar vibe.
Yeah, so I figured that vibe would be my input.
Yeah,
you know,
I feel that.
But yeah, some of the ideas have been mine. Some of the ideas have been the directors, but it's always like we always work together. Mm-hmm. I'm never just like, yo, make me a video. I'm gonna sit back.
If you had time to make videos for every single song, would you?
For a lot of them.
Yeah. You have like, a lot of videos out, so a good amount. I mean, you also have obviously a lot of songs out as well.
Yeah. I make more videos than most people, I think, like per song.
Yeah.
Because people make more songs than me. But,
like pound for pound.
I just like it. I enjoy the process. It makes everything just bigger.
It's cool. It kind of makes it more like a full circle process and just, adds to the actual context of the song too, because if you're watching a video and it contextualizes the actual message of the song as well, it just makes it, makes the overall image or vision of the song clearer, I think, to the listener.
Yeah, and also, like, I think people are a lot of people get into an artist for more than just the music, like,
definitely.
It's like, I definitely had, like, a Bob Marley poster in my room, like, when I'd only heard, like, 3 of his songs, and I was, like, fucking 11,
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is the coolest looking shit, and this is just something I want to be a part of. And so you need to show people what you're about.
Yeah. With regards to videos, that's kind of how actually Childish Gambino is for me, because I'm not like a huge fan of like any of his full projects, but his videos are awesome. Like he has a video for the song Sweatpants. Off
because of the internet?
Off because of the internet, and it's like a fucking awesome video, and like I won't necessarily go listen to his album.
Is that the one where he's in the diner?
Yeah, he's in the diner, like, he keeps walking around, and, like, eventually, by the end of it, he's, like, Donald Glover's head is, like, on every single person in the diner. And it's just, like, a cool as fuck video. And, like, I'll go back and just watch that sometimes when I'm bored, but, like, I won't necessarily go back and listen to that album when I'm bored. So, it's just, like, more ways to be able to consume the cool shit that you make.
It gives fans more of a reason to come listen to you.
Yeah, or you can get, like, more
consume
fans.
you, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in the same way, like, in a way, I would say that part of me is a fan of Childish Gambino just because I like his videos.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, just observing the game for a few years, like, that's how people pop now. People pop
From videos, you think?
Yeah, for sure. Like, think about, at least people in my lane, like Rocky, you know, when they dropped the Purple Swag video, that's when it took off. The Zombies when it dropped Thug Waffles when it took off. Joey Badass, Survival Tactics.
Yeah.
Underachiever's Herb Shuttles, like, it's because it has to be a combination of a good song and a powerful visual. Like, that's what attracts huge amounts of attention. Like, trust me, it's the video. It's the video.
I feel it.
There's also, you know, big songs that happen without a video.
Oh, for sure.
But, like,
no, definitely. I feel that the Rocky example makes a lot of sense with the Purple Swag video. Is that, like, frustrating for you if you have, like, someone you're able to work with, they reach out and nothing ever happens with it?
Yeah. At the end of the day, like, there's not that many people I really want to work with.
No?
You know what I mean? Like, there are, but they're, like, legendary.
Okay.
Like, I want Cuddy on a hook, but, like, I'm not, like, sitting mad that I don't have it. Are we on camera?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had no idea we were on camera.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like... No, I get it. There are, like, more dudes, like, I don't know, around New York or a kind of underground scene you're, like, really dying to work with? Nah.
I mean, there's people I'd like to work with potentially, but there's nobody who I'm like, I mean, honestly, Wachi's probably the best young artist out in New York.
Yeah, Lati's killing it.
And I work with Wati's. Like, you know, Kamal's like, I think he's probably the best producer coming up, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's other talented people, but, like, I see those kids every day. Like, I don't need to go reach out to.
I feel it.
I show love, but, like, I don't.
Yeah. I think... Sorry?
I was just going to say, who are some legends that you're down to work with?
I mean, Cuddy. So many, but Kanye, Jizza would be great. RZA would be great. Raekwon.
All Wu-Tang.
Anybody. Wu-Tang. Under 3000 if he wants to hop on a song. That'd be fire.
I'll let him hop on. Drop a couple bars.
I will not cut off his verse. Nas. Drake would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Schoolboy Q would be dope. Isaiah Rashad, I like his music a lot.
Yeah, TDE, I think, is one of the best groups coming out. They have so much talent on their belt. Yeah, I mean, I think Q's one of my favorite rappers today. Obviously Kendrick's great, but Q and J-Rock are two of my favorites off that group.
I like Isaiah Rashad's project.
Oh, Isaiah Rashad, he's so good. Sylvia demo, I mean, that was amazing.
Absol shit was good.
Yeah, they're all
Control
really good.
System.
And Sis is really good too. She's really good. Yeah, they have a really solid group.
Waiting for new Isaiah Rashad to drop.
Yeah, definitely waiting on that. But since you are from Seattle, you've only been out here for a few years, so you can have like an objective view on the New York rap scene. And I feel like a lot of people view the New York rap scene as, we talk about this a lot, but people like bumping shoulders, just trying to get above and just trying to step on other people to get ahead. And I'm curious what your opinion is of like the New York music landscape.
Do you see it that way at all?
I mean, definitely a little bit. I guess I'm not that objective because, like, I never chased this shit anywhere else. You know what I mean? Like,
that's fair.
I'm from somewhere else, but I wasn't there doing this. What I see, it's just different. Like, when I talk to rappers from other cities, from smaller cities, the whole mindset is different. Like, it's local, so which is good and it's bad, because they're like, okay, you rep fucking Omaha, Nebraska, let's say, and like, you can bring out 150 people to this venue in Omaha and it's packed and you're the man out there doesn't necessarily translate into any type of national exposure or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily. But something that you need, like you need that those people who love you and are there. Where like an artist in New York, like can be, I see people on mad blogs who fucking have crazy features, you know what I mean? And they'll do a show in New York and like there's fucking 30 people there. Like, but you can do less and have it spill over into, you know. So I guess in New York it's easier to spread your name far, and in other places it's easier to get like a core.
Well, it's like a shotgun or sniper approach. Like shotgun, like everyone's like you can good reach, but you're not getting necessarily targeted with the demographic. But like Omaha, Nebraska, you have like those 150 fans who really fuck with you, and they're gonna show up for your shows. It's an interesting way to look at it, though. Never really thought of it that way.
That's what I've seen. So New York, like that, like. So the artists kind of evolve based on the situation there, you know what I mean? And if the way to get it in New York is not to be handing out mixtapes and be grassroots, it's to be cool enough that the major media outlets that are all here fuck with you, then people are going to be standoffish. And people are going to be concerned about their image all the time instead of concerned about meeting people, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just try and be like a decent person and like work hard, you know?
I feel that. Definitely gotta be working hard.
Say please and thank you. Be on your piece.
Yeah, I'm just like not a dickhead. People, I think people see like their favorite artists develop into, you know, egomaniacs, and they think that's how the shit started. You know, like, nah, like your favorite artist was carrying records for somebody.
No one just like got on like because it's got.
So they developed that attitude of just being standoffish and too cool for everybody. It's like, nah, you still need some help. Like, whatever. I'm not here to teach people how to fucking do this shit.
I feel that, yeah. That's interesting. I feel like there are like some areas like Atlanta maybe where it's more of like a brotherhood almost, where everyone's kind of looking out for each other. And that might just be my idealistic way of looking at the scene. I could be completely wrong.
They definitely have shit that's working, like a system that works. I think it has more to do with economics than with, you know, brotherly love or anything. Some people have, I think it has to do with the way their music circulates. Like, it goes to the strip clubs, you know, before the nightclubs, and then the songs generate, like, a buzz within that kind of environment before they get, you know, put on the local radio, and that makes the local radio matter, because it, like, really is representing what's moving around naturally, where if you don't have that in a different city, then the radio is not really going to represent.
That's how Mike Jones got on, the strip clubs.
Yeah, no, I think it's a lot of rappers. I think it's like, I don't know, it's like in Seattle, like a lot of great basketball players come out of Seattle. Like, people don't know that, but it's like all from a few high schools. And it's just, like, there's talent everywhere. You know what I mean? There's talent in Atlanta, there's talent in New York,
Omaha, Nebraska.
There's talent in Omaha, Nebraska, but, like, if you have a system that, like, nurtures that shit, then it...
Also having a dude co-sign you who's already established, like Ian Connor co-signing Lil Yachty. Now Lil Yachty's getting fame, rightfully so or not, but having someone who's already big in their own right saying, yeah, I fuck with this kid, that's going to give him more credibility.
Yeah, for sure. Co-signs have always been a thing. But people, you know, like, it's a double-sided thing. It's also, like, it's not brotherly love most of the time. Like, most people give co-signs to keep their name afloat. Like,
that's a good point. So
nothing to do with the income. I don't know. But like, that's what, and that made sense. You know what I mean? Like, rappers who were on the decline but still had cred to somebody who was, you know, going like this would just, you know, you just latch on and keep moving up.
Sure. So it's like selfish, ulterior motives, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just your people, but that's just the reality of the shit that I see. Like,
I feel that.
More economics than brotherly love.
You said the way Atlanta moves kind of makes ultimately local radio a little bit more important there. Do you think radio in New York is important for the local New York scene?
I want them to play my shit.
Do you think it plays an important role currently for New York hip hop?
I don't know. I would just answer that with a question like, what do you think the impact of them playing you on Sunday night is? Like,
it's true. Like, if it's not like the peak hours, basically.
That's when they play local shit, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you that I am not listening to the radio on Sunday nights.
Yeah. That's true.
I mean, I don't know. I wasn't even trying to say that. I'm just like, because I don't know what the. It's like.
No, but like I think my answer is the answer that a lot of other people have. So, and it's the kind of thing where I think you could come back with the same argument where people who really want to find out about the local scene, they're gonna tune in where and when it is that they should tune in. I don't know. It's a conversation that I think goes in circles a lot. 'Cause like then back to that, you would say, well, what about people who aren't that could maybe get into some local?
Yeah, well, and the local artists also have to make something that's like commercially viable. You know what I mean? Like you have to make. I'm not saying that would necessarily get you on the radio.
What is commercially viable though?
Well, is Fetty Wap local? He is local.
Sure. Yeah.
But you would never be like, oh, they're playing our local artist on the radio when Fetty Wap's on, because Fetty Wap makes hits and that's what he does. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's still a local artist.
Like, but one thing, like I remember Ebro talking about this.
Stro?
No, Stro. Kendrick Lamar nominated for 11 Grammys, and at that point, he was saying how Hot was not playing Kendrick Lamar, so clearly he's getting Grammy noms. So that's basically like the antithesis, or not the epitome of commercially viable.
Not necessarily.
You don't think so? No. You getting the Grammys attention? That's not commercial.
It's commercial. Like the Grammys are commercial, but that was not the most commercially viable record.
I'm not saying he's the most commercially viable.
I think his Grammy nods were more recognition than commercially viable. Like especially for Pimp a Butterfly was not commercially viable. They had a couple of songs that they bumped on the radio, like King Kunta and I.
Sure, Mick Jenkins also put out a great album that was socially conscious that year. Though he's not getting Grammy noms. What I'm saying is Kendrick Lamar's music is commercially viable, and radio stations still necessarily aren't playing. Last person that got that many Grammy noms was Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Hip hop radio is not playing Kendrick Lamar the way mainstream radio is playing Michael Jackson.
The landscape's so different now, though. Like it wasn't. That's like apples and oranges, kind of.
It's still.
Yeah, because then you can have SoundCloud and YouTube.
I mean, why do you think that they're not playing it? They're not playing it because it's not that popular.
Yeah, like, people aren't gonna stay on that station if they start playing some track off the Pimp Butterfly that isn't I or King Kunta because they're not.
Do you think they're not playing because like some conspiracy because they don't want like conscious shit on the radio?
No, yeah, I don't think it's because they don't want conscious shit on the radio. I think they have this theory that kids don't want to listen to conscious shit on the radio. When the reality is that King Kunta and All Right are great songs for the radio.
But they have that sound, even though they have that message.
I just think you're selling them short, like in their intelligence, to think like
the radio stations.
Yeah, they just think that, and they're wrong. And if they played it, it would like they probably have like 100 dudes in a fucking room thinking about this question right now.
You know, so you just think they're not playing it because people don't want to hear it.
I'm not saying people don't want to hear it. I'm just saying their bottom line is the bottom line. Like they're just trying to make money, and they're working it out so that they make the most possible. But also the radio is weird. Like who fucking listens to radio anyways?
Yeah, that's true.
Also a great point.
You listen to the radio if like you don't have an aux cord and you don't have a CD player and you don't have XM and you don't have Bluetooth and you happen to be driving to work at certain hours where, so it makes sense. Like it makes sense that they own, because like the radio is almost like, it's like when you're on a flight and they got the TV and it keeps just playing the same shit, or you're on the taxi and it keeps playing the same shit, because you're not supposed to listen to the radio for that long. Like you listen to it in rush hour traffic, or that's when most people listen to it, or you have it playing at work where you're like presumably doing something else also. You know what I mean? Like I think they have a lot. They crunch a lot of numbers and figure out like how to seep into your brain the best way possible.
Sure.
I don't know though. I wish they played more Kendrick Lamar too.
No, that's fair though. We're kind of back to you a little bit because we kind of went on a tangent. It's all good.
Tangent radio.
Love doing that shit. So your mixtapes, you put out a good amount of tapes so far. Home was the most recent, came out 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was about a year ago or so. So what are you working on something now, another tape right now?
Yeah, I got a project called Off the Ground.
Mm-hmm.
It's finished. We just shot the first video for it. That should be done in a couple weeks. I'm about to go shoot another video when I'm in Seattle. put that out hopefully pretty soon. I don't know, it's really good. Like, it's like rappers always say the same shit. Like, it's my next shit is my best shit. Like, but it really is, like, because me and Kamal, it's the only time that I've ever worked with one producer whole project.
Oh, wow.
It's got, like, cohesive sound. And to me and to everyone I played it to so far, it's, you know, like, it's the next level. So I went all out with this visual, and it's, you know, I don't have any more money left, so it better work. Like,
I feel this. You feel it's gonna kind of like catapult you a little higher. Obviously, it's the hope.
yeah, if not, like, I made some dope shit, and I'll die one
definitely.
day with some dope shit under my.
So with these videos, you drop them up, obviously before they're released to help raise buzz for the actual album. Yeah, that's sweet. Do you have an idea of how many videos you want to make for the whole project? You got one you did, you got one you're working on?
I'm thinking maybe more. Like, I just want to do the songs that don't have any features and get those done and present myself. And then if it works out with the other people from other places or whatever, and then do the ones with them. But
Cool.
When will you get to the point, or when do you arrive at that point where you're like, I want to make a video for this song? Is it while it's the actual song's being made, or is it at some point after that?
yeah, it just depends, you know? Like, sometimes I'll know from the jump,
Yeah.
but a lot of times,
Or like you'll just get an idea.
yeah,
Like, off a jump.
yeah, you just, like, feel like this sound deserves
Yeah.
a video. But a lot of times you gotta wait till the project's done. Because one thing might deserve a video, and then the next shit you might deserve it more. You know, like, so you kind of gotta.
And there's
Gotta
only X
wait.
amount of dollars to get that video budget.
Yeah, no money.
Budget.
No money.
So Off the Ground's coming out when? Do you have an idea of like the drop date? No. Do you never say dates because you don't like pigeonhole yourself or kind of make yourself release something before it's ready, or give yourself an
Yeah, I mean, I just honestly don't know when all this shit will be ready. So I can make up a date, but I'll just be lying.
So you said your past work date. You're really excited for it. Do you have a specific vision for the overall project? Is like one cohesive message throughout?
Yeah.
Shall wait and listen.
Nah, I mean, I think the title has a lot to do with it. Like, it's kind of about perspective. Like, being good enough at doing this, I've had a chance to, like, look at what I'm doing from further away, where it's not just like, okay, right, make a video, right. It's like, I'm looking at it from higher up, and it's kind of like, off the ground, it's kind of like, I feel like I'm moving to a point where, like, I'm gonna be lit. And
I feel that though. It's gotta have a good feeling. It's like knowing you're working towards something kind of greater than yourself. You're working towards this big project.
yeah, man, it is. It's cool. You kind of just gotta take it one thing at a.
Yeah, one day at a time. And you're going out for Seattle to do a video for, and you're also touring out there too?
Yeah, I got a show in Vancouver, Canada, April 30th. It's probably gonna come out after that, huh?
Nice.
And then I got a show in.
No, it's be up by then.
Yeah, okay, and I got a show in Seattle, May 12th. I'm headlining Barboza, which should be super fucking dope because I've only done like one other show in Seattle. So I've been out here, and like a good amount of people came out, and I really want. I don't know. I want to sell out like a venue in my hometown. I think that'd be fucking tight.
That's gotta be really cool going back to your hometown, doing a show.
Yeah, it is, because you don't know, like, I kind of slept on that for a while. Like, I'm proud of where I'm from, but I never, I was caught up in the New York scene, like, just making moves. But people love you and you don't even recognize it, like, because kids came to the show and they're like, my sister was in your class, I think. Your cousin went to, because they're in the same neighborhood or in the same community. And they're like, some kid ran up to me on my block that I'd never seen before. He's like, you're Cohen? Like, asked me to take a picture, like, on my block. I was like,
That must have been wild.
yes, it's just tight. So, like, I want to go back there and build a lot because that's where I'm from and that's where people are really going to,
Yeah, they'll definitely take some, like, prideful ownership, too. Cause like, oh, that dude's from Seattle. Like, we need someone putting on for Seattle.
Yeah, no, they definitely do.
Yeah.
It's like it's more personal, you know.
For sure.
And people know me; they know me. It's
And
awesome.
you have that hometown connection, so it just feels like you're relating to your fan base maybe a little bit more, able to kind of give back to a certain regard, and just you're also expanding your presence as well because you're going to the West Coast and you're working the East Coast grind. Out in France with Mauve. Yeah, that's great though. So you're a busy man. We appreciate you coming out, doing this with us. Giving us a little rundown on who you are, what you're trying to do.
Thank you for having me.
Wish you the best of luck with the project coming out, and I'm sure it'll be great. Great things to expect.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Good stuff.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for coming out, man.